We do not have control, any control, over our reality. This is a very controversial statement, and whenever I make it in any of my videos, I always get comments, doesn't this go against the law of assumption? Not at all. The law of assumption states that consciousness is the one and only reality, and reality is the reflection of consciousness. We don't have control over reality. We have 100% control over consciousness, which is the cause of reality. There is a big difference. And so I wanted to explain this in greater detail in this video, because this work is all about you getting in full command of your consciousness so that you are causing more of the reality that you want to experience, your desired outcomes. And that's what we're doing today. My name is Hedley and I am a Law of Assumption coach here on YouTube. I'm so happy you are here. If you'd like to know more about me or my offerings, including one-to-one Law of Assumption coaching and my brand new course, Recreate a Specific Person, which is all about recreating your state of consciousness regarding yourself in relation to a specific person who is anyone who has caused you to forget yourself. You'll find all of those details in the box below this video or at my website, youaretheone.com.au. And if you are enjoying my channel and you are finding my videos helpful, I would really appreciate it if you could press that subscribe button on your screen. Thank you so much. Just before we get into the video, I just want to mention that for the month of November, I am going to be donating 100% of all profit from sales of I Am Money, including the ebook, the audiobook, and the meditation, to Project Hope, who is and will be continuing to help the people of Jamaica who have just been through a devastating Category 5 storm. Obviously, there's a lot of different causes, a lot of different people that need help in the world. So this is just a very small gesture. If you have been thinking about purchasing I Am Money, then make November your month to do that, because all of that money will be going to Project Hope. So I am the people of Jamaica, and I am recovering quickly. I am rebuilding essential infrastructure. I am housed. I am clothed. I am well fed. I am connected to my community, and I am rebuilding our homes and communities, and I am getting back on our feet and returning to as normal life as we possibly can. Okay, let's get into today's video. This is probably the most confusing and misunderstood principles of law of assumption and of this work of being the conscious commander of your reality. And that is that we do not have any control over reality. Any control we think we have is an illusion. And it's an illusion that we all perpetuate, because the idea that we don't have any control over reality is just so completely terrifying. And so we tell ourselves this story that we have control over reality and that we're the creators of reality. And I know I use that language, but it is actually incorrect. The only control we have is the control of consciousness. And consciousness, which is the one and only reality, is the cause of that which we are seeing and experiencing out there. But reality itself is a reflection. And we have no capacity to change the reflection at the level of the reflection. Now, why this is important is because when something happens in reality that is unfavorable, unpreferable, it's a problem. Our first instinct is to go out into reality and to fix it at the level of reality. And while we may have the impression that we have fixed something or that we've made something happen at the level of reality, that reality is only ever going to bounce back and happen all over again, perhaps in a different form, until we learn that out there is not where the game is. That's the experience of what we're doing in here. And the metaphor that I use for this when I am explaining what I mean by we have no control over reality, but we have 100% control over consciousness is the bathroom mirror. I even filmed myself in my bathroom to explain this point and make it as clear as I possibly can. Imagine that you are standing in front of your bathroom mirror, as I am doing here. And let's say I don't like the way my hair is falling. Imagine if I reached into the mirror and I tried to adjust the position of my hair at the level of the mirror. I would find very quickly that it does not work. Let's say I looked into the mirror and I wanted to put some earrings on. And I took my earrings and then I put them up to the mirror, trying to get them in my ears at the level of the mirror. Insane, right? Crazy. Well, let's take it further. Imagine I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, oh my God, you're looking so old. And I start putting blush on the mirror of where my reflection is, thinking that that's going to make a difference. So I put blush on the mirror. See, I really took this metaphor to the nth degree. I even put some lipstick on my mirror. And let's say I've done all of that, and of course it hasn't worked, and now I have to clean up the shit that I've just put on the mirror. I am cleaning up the mess that I have made on my mirror. That would be insane, right? And yet we do this all the time. We are constantly going out into reality, trying to fluff it up and do nice things to it and make it better at the level of the reflection. And while it may appear like we can do that, because reality is an animated hologram, ultimately that is not going to achieve the outcome that we want. And most of the time, often, we're going to have to clean up the mess that we made by meddling with the middle and trying to go in and control the circumstances of reality. Now, we all do it. We all go out into reality and we try and make things happen at the level of reality and fix things at the level of reality and make it better at the level of reality, only to find it doesn't really work, or perhaps it did work and then we just find ourselves in the same situation down the track again. At some point, we realize, oh, actually, if I want to improve the reflection, then I'm going to have to go back to myself. And if I want to put earrings on, I'm going to have to put earrings on myself. And if I want to put makeup on and make myself look better, I'm going to have to go to myself, not the mirror, not reality. Yes, the mirror is just a fixed reflection, but it is exactly the same at the level of reality. The only difference is reality is a 360-degree animated hologram, but it is still a reflection reflecting back your consciousness, but not your conscious consciousness, your subconscious, the part of your consciousness. It's all one consciousness, of course, but it's the parts that you're unaware of. And that is why reality is there, so that we can see what's in our subconscious and become aware of it and make the changes within, not without. Your reality is a theatrical production of your subconscious mind. The actors, the situations, the circumstances, they are all playing out according to the scripts that are existing in your subconscious. And yes, some of those productions are very confusing because you can look at them and go, that's not me at all. I would never say that. I would never want to do that. But that's why you need your reality, because you're completely unaware of, yes, that's exactly what you need to focus on and address. That's what's in your subconscious. And often the subconscious can be in complete conflict with our conscious mind, that which we are aware of. You may say you want something, and then your reality is reflecting back a situation that is not allowing you to have that thing. And you're like, I don't get it, but I know I want that thing. And yet your reality is saying, well, no, you don't. And that's what you want to look at, is what might be going on within me to produce this situation out here. Rather than jumping into reality and trying to fix it or make it better at the level of reality, you actually turn towards yourself and ask, what is this situation out here trying to tell me? What is it wanting me to know that I'm currently unaware of? The more that you can pull yourself back from an unfavorable situation and come back to consciousness and ask, what is this trying to help me understand? What is this wanting me to know that I'm still unaware of? The more you are in command of consciousness. Let me give you an example, and I'm going to use an American example because I know a lot of you are based in the US. Let's take the current government shutdown that is happening in the US. At the level of reality, we do not have any control over the government shutdown at the level of reality. Now, there are things that you can do in reality to help reopen it, but you are taking that action on the current state of consciousness, which is that the government is shut down. So when you're looking at that situation in reality, the natural instinct is to resist it or to move towards it in an effort to change it. That means you are trying to control reality, and that is an illusion. What you want to do is to look at that reality and turn in the opposite direction and go into my consciousness. And then I'm going to ask myself, what is this reality? What is this reflection wanting to tell me, helping me to see that I'm currently unaware of? This is a government shutdown, and the government represents authority. So where am I shutting down to my true authority or my inner authority? And then you might look at areas in your life and you will see that there is an external authority that is governing you, and that means that you have shut down to your inner authority, your true authority, the authority of I am, which is the one and only authority. And then you can start to get back in command, where you can start to claim, well, I am the true and infinite authority over my life, and I am opening up to my infinite I am authority, and I am giving full authority to my infinite I amness, and I am claiming authority over all areas of my life. So now you're back in command of consciousness, and that's where you can then go back to the external reflection, and you can use the I am technique, and you can claim, I am the US government, and I am open, and I am returning to serving the people. Now that is the correct state of consciousness. We don't have any control over reality. We never did. The concept of that is terrifying, yes, but we have 100% control over consciousness, and consciousness is the cause of reality. So come back to the cause of reality. Come back to consciousness. If something's not working out, come back to consciousness. If there's something out there that you don't like, come back to consciousness. If you want to see something different to something that you have manifested, come back to consciousness. If somebody is showing up in a way that you do not like, come back to consciousness. If you don't have something that you really want, come back to consciousness. Come back to consciousness, come back to consciousness, come back to consciousness, because consciousness is the cause of all of that, not reality. Reality is the reflection of what we are doing in consciousness. The more that you can come back to consciousness, that is where we have control. That is all we have control over. And then reality is going to do whatever the hell it's going to do. And sometimes that's awesome. And then sometimes it's like, oh shit, there's a bit more to the story I didn't realize was there. Okay, all right. We come back to consciousness. And that is where we do our work. So come back to your beautiful self, come back to consciousness, come back to I am, and remember you are the infinite I am of your reality. Reality is nothing more than the loyal and faithful servant of your consciousness, your infinite I amness. So hang out there. That's where the fun is at. And then enjoy your beautiful realities that you have commanded into existence. So I hope that's given you something to think about this week. And remember, for the month of November, 100% of profits from sales of I Am Money are going to Project Hope to help out the beautiful people of Jamaica. So if you are wanting to purchase I Am Money, make November the month. Have a wonderful week. I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.